Dear students, welcome to Research Proposal Part 5. In the last video, we discussed what literature review is and how to search literatures. Now in this video, I'm going to briefly show you how to write literature reviews. Now before I start, I must say this. This is really important. No matter how many times I show you how to write a literature review, it takes practice. It's just like riding a bicycle. No matter how many times I show you, no matter how many times I give you the knowledge of riding a bicycle, it always depends on practice. So please keep that in mind. The more you practice, the more you become an expert in writing a literature review. So let's start. Alright, we have successfully caught the literature, right? We have searched and found out the literature. So it's in our hands now. So now what we are going to do is we are going to start writing or summarizing our literatures. Now before I start, I want to show you a sample literature review. Remember in the last class, I gave you a sample research proposal. And there, let me take you through the different parts of a literature review. Alright, let's go there then. So here is the research proposal. That's already uploaded to your BUX account. So here we are. Now let's go down to the literature review section. So if we take a look, we will see that under literature review, we have different subsections or subheadings. So this is one subheading. If we go down, we'll see that this is another subheading and there is another subheading here. Now, just like this example, literature reviews are supposed to have different subsections. Now, under each subsection, we have more than one paragraph as well. So, if we take a look, under this subsection, we have 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. Yes, 4 paragraphs. So, just to summarize, under literature review section, we can have more than one subsection or more than one subheading, and under each subheading, we can have more than one paragraph. So that's the basic structure of a literature review. I would request you to briefly go through this literature review. Do not try to understand all the concepts here because many of the terms used here is very technical. You don't need to understand the concepts. You just need to see how to write a literature review or how to structure a literature review. Now let's get back to the presentation again. Now I want to say this again. I'm going to show you how to write a literature review now, but it always depends on practice. I'm just giving you the guideline. So first, let me show you how to write a paragraph first. So how to write a paragraph under the literature review section. But this is just a guideline. It's not mandatory for you to follow the structure that I'm going to show you now. Now, the structure that I'm going to show you for writing a paragraph, it's not applicable for literature reviews only. You can follow this structure in writing any paragraph in any essay or any report or any article. So it's up to you. So, how to write the first sentence of a paragraph? Now, as it's written here, this is normally the main point that we are going to discuss throughout the whole paragraph. So the first sentence is normally the main point that we are going to discuss further. So when writing the first line, we need to make sure that after reading that line, the reader, whoever that is, gets the idea about what you are going to discuss throughout the whole paragraph. So once I read the first line, I get the idea that this paragraph is going to talk about this topic. Now I know it might be a little bit confusing to some of you. Let's explain this with a sample paragraph. I guess in that way you will be able to understand better what I'm trying to say. So let's move on to the sample paragraph. Yes. So for your convenience, I have also uploaded a copy of this document to your BUX account. So at the top of the document, we have the instructions of writing a paragraph, and at the bottom, we have the example. So let's read the first line. Avengers Endgame is one of the best superhero movies of all time. So this is the first line. For the time being, please ignore this part in the first bracket. This is part of referencing. I have not explained this to you yet, so ignore this for the moment. So this is our first line. Now by reading the first line, I can easily get an idea that yes, in the whole paragraph, we are going to discuss about Avengers and we are going to show why is it the best superhero movie of all time. Now, let's go back to the instructions. So after the first sentence, what are we going to do in the next sentences of the paragraph or the subsequent sentences? How are we going to write those sentences? So in the next sentences of the para, we can explain the statement made in the first line. Now, how can we explain it? There are multiple ways of providing the explanation. First, we can simply explain the statement. Second, we can present evidence from different countries, organizations, or contexts. So by evidence, I mean proof. Proof that shows that the first line that we have written in the first sentence is sort of true. Don't worry, I'll explain each of these lines in the sample example below. Now the third option is present opposing or supporting arguments by other authors. So the statement that I have made in the first line, I can present supporting arguments from other authors, or I can also present opposing views to that statement. And finally, based on all the arguments made above, I have to express my own opinion about the first line. So again, I'm going to explain each of these in the following paragraph. So now let's move below. Let's read the second line. Till date, it has generated the highest amount of revenue among all the movies within the similar genre. So what am I doing in the second line? I am basically presenting evidence or proof that shows that the thing that I said in the first line is in fact true. In the first line, I am saying that the movie is the best superhero movie, and in the second line, I am showing evidence or I am presenting proof that yes, it is in fact true. So I am basically fulfilling the second instruction here, present evidence. Let's read the next line. The collections are highest both locally and globally. So this is also another proof. Next line. Besides such commercial success, the critics have also spoken highly of the movie. So again, I am presenting further evidence or proof. Evidence from the ratings on various movie rating websites such as Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, the trending social media hashtags, and the volume of ticket sales across different countries also support the movie's widely accepted recognition. So what am I doing here? I am presenting further evidence, but this time I am presenting evidence from different countries as well. So I am basically following the full second point. So I am presenting evidence from different countries. So till now, I have presented multiple proofs that shows the first line that I wrote is in fact to some extent true. So now let's move on to the next line. While Marvel predicts that the movie will hold the best superhero movie title for a very long time, DC argues that its upcoming Batman movie will easily snatch the title away from Marvel. So what am I doing here? I am presenting opposing argument. So there is an opposition from somebody else. So besides all of the supports, all of the evidence that I have presented till now, I am also presenting an opposing argument. And now in the final line, what am I doing? I have written, even though DC argues so, based on the past track record of DC and considering the upcoming pipeline of Marvel movies, it might be quite a difficult task for DC to beat Avengers Endgame or Marvel. So based on all the arguments in the very last line, I have presented my own opinion. So I am saying, based on all the arguments presented above, I believe that it will be difficult for DC to beat Marvel in the near future. So that is a sample structuring of a whole paragraph. So I guess it's a bit clear for you now. Now, you don't have to strictly follow the structure. This is just a suggestion. But generally speaking, every para usually starts with the statement that gives the reader the idea that this is what is going to be discussed in the next line of the paragraph. And in the remaining part of the paragraph, we try to explain the first line that we have written here. Alright, now let's go back to the presentation once again. So we have done this, and we have also just now done this part. Now, when writing a paragraph or writing all the paragraphs in a literature review, these are the few things that we need to take care of. First, we cannot just jump from one paragraph to the next without any sort of connection. Why? Because we have to write the whole literature review in such a way that it seems connected and reads like a story. So that's what is mentioned in the second point. The whole literature review has to read like a connected story, a good reading story. I'm sure those of you who read storybooks or love reading storybooks have got an idea what I'm trying to say here, right? Again, there is no hard and fast rule, no magic rule that I can show you which will make you a very good story writer within just half an hour. It's not like by reading the slides, you will be the best author or the best writer of literature reviews. It is tough. It takes time. Trust me, it took time for me as well. It's very common. Don't get worried. Now in this course, we don't expect you to become famous authors or famous writers. We are just giving you a flavor of literature review. So you should just give it a try to write a well-connected, a good story in a literature review. And that will take some form of practice. Now the final point here is do not use the same words repeatedly. Alright? Using the same words make it sound a little bit boring. So for your convenience, I have uploaded an academic phrase bank or a list of synonyms for academic words. And that is already uploaded to your BUX account. So please take a look at that. I'm sure the document will help you a lot. Let's move on. Now this slide is really important. Paraphrase, do not plagiarize. Please do not plagiarize. What do I mean by plagiarizing? It is basically copy pasting directly from the internet. Please do not exactly copy paste from the internet or from the articles. Using exact words for very long or for a major portion of the paragraph is a crime. That is called plagiarism. We should not do that. Rather, we should paraphrase. What is paraphrasing? It is basically understanding the concept from the author's articles and writing that concept in your own words. That is called paraphrasing. So rather than directly copy pasting the author's words or the internet's words as it is, we are going to take the concept and we are going to write it in our own words. That is called paraphrasing. Again, do not plagiarize. If you do so, when you submit your assignment, you will get caught red-handed by Turnitin. Okay, so we are at the very end of this video. Before leaving, I just want to show you what are the things that we can write in a literature review. There are multiple paragraphs, multiple subheadings in a literature review. So what are the things or what are the issues that we can write or summarize in a literature review? Again, this is just a guideline. So in a literature review, we can introduce or elaborate each concept from our research question. So whatever our research question is, we can take the main concepts from there and explain all of these main concepts in our literature review. Second, present a relevant theory if there is any. So for example, if we are writing a research proposal on SWOT analysis, then obviously there is a theory related to that. So we can explain that theory. Then if we are writing a report on marketing, our research topic is related to marketing, then there are thousands of theories related to marketing. So we can explain one or two major theories that will help in our own study, right? Then the third point, present findings from previous studies. Yes, we have read a lot of articles and we can present some of the findings from these articles. And finally, to have an idea how to write all of these in a literature review, what we can do is we can read the sample literature review that I have uploaded to your box, or we can also read sample literature reviews from the articles that we are going to download in order to write our own research report. All right, till now we have seen how to search for literatures, how to select specific articles, and then based on those articles, how to write a literature review. Again, writing a literature review is an art. It's a matter of practice. Whatever I have shown you today, it's just a guideline. So yes, for now, you are very much ready to process the literature that you have found out after tons and tons of searching. So we are done in this video. In the next video, I'm going to show you what referencing is and how to do referencing. See you soon in the next video.